Hi, this is Dr. Lettingham again, and this session is on dual enrollment steps to consider. So what is dual enrollment really? I get excited about dual enrollment for good reasons and bad, because dual enrollment is a unique program to provide academically talented high school juniors and seniors with an opportunity to acquire university course credit while they're still in high school. Now, you probably already knew that. You probably already know that UTRGV offers dual enrollment courses through our special program, and many community colleges, especially our local ones, offer dual enrollment. And they all have partnerships with different schools. So you have to look at the school that you're in and examine which dual enrollment option would be best for you. So, what are the benefits of dual enrollment? Well, students who take dual enrollment courses are getting high school credit and college credit as they get a head start on their college careers. Not a bad deal. Plus, they get a taste of what it's like to be in college. They're taking college level coursework, which is more advanced than some of their high school coursework in many cases. In some cases, it might not be as hard. It depends on the class, it depends on the professor, and that's any class, middle school through a doctoral degree. It really depends, but one of the benefits of dual enrollment is there are no tuition costs for the student. Now, there may be some lab fees and things like that, depending on what course they take, but tuition usually is not a problem. At UTRGV, our dual enrollment department is designed to work with these juniors and seniors who have a great deal of talent. And we want to give them the course credit. Actually, we don't want to give it to them. We want them to earn the course credit, but we also want to introduce them to what we call a total university experience. And what is the total university experience? They will be welcome to come to campus to take coursework. That means they're going to have to deal with parking, get there early, get to know their professors, follow all the rules. That's the university experience. They're going to be interacting with our university student body. If they're taking a dual enrollment class that happens to be online, there's some of those. They may be put into a group project with the group of high school students and college students lumped together. But no matter what, our goal is student success from the beginning, and we want our students to succeed. Now, for them to succeed, they've got to be admitted to the program, and we have pretty strict criteria to get into our program. I'm going to move my graphic around a little bit so you can see it. Students have to be a junior or senior. They have to be graduating under the foundation with endorsement or distinguished plan. They've got to be at least ranked in the top 10 or have a 90 GPA. We will calculate that to help you out. Or they have to have a composite score on the ACT of 22 or an SAT of 1030. There is more information available through our undergraduate admissions page on dual enrollment. You can check that out on your own. But our students, we want them to be successful, so we only take the best for this dual enrollment program. Now, students who sign up for dual enrollment, especially here at UTRGV, if they are planning on using that university credit for a special purpose, to qualify for a DAP diploma or the university scholarship, that's great. However, it is up to the student to make sure to confirm that they are taking the correct courses. They don't want to sign up for a dual enrollment class that is not going to count towards their plan to graduate. Some programs require you to take a certain number of dual enrollment hours. That's fine. But students need to keep in mind that they're also taking AP exams or community college courses, that is other dual enrollment classes through a different program. They want to make sure that they're not doubling up on courses, because all the credit hours that you earn count towards your degree, possibly. However, they also count towards your federal financial aid standards. If you take a whole lot of dual enrollment classes and you take a few you don't need, the cap set by the federal government on total college coursework being used for financial aid, that's going to take a hit. Also, students need to know that credit hours taken at UTRGV will transfer to any other public institution of higher education in Texas. However, they've got to make sure that they're taking the right courses. And I keep saying this because if students take a dual enrollment psychology class and it's at the wrong level, they may not get credit for psychology like they need to have at UTRGV or at Texas State. Now, if they're taking our psychology class, we don't worry about it. But if they're taking dual enrollment through a community college and they take the wrong course, it's not going to help them. Now, if they're planning on applying to a private or out-of-state institution, you need to check with that institution. We tell our students this. You need to check with that institution to see how the credit will transfer prior to enrolling at UTRGV. We do not want you to waste time taking courses that aren't going to benefit your future. So you've got to do a lot of planning. Now, when you enroll into our dual enrollment program, you cannot, that means you are restricted from taking developmental courses. You cannot take kinesiology, health, or honors courses. No basics. You're talking about only being able to take courses that would apply to what we call the general education core. You are restricted from taking any upper division courses, 3,000 or 4,000 level courses, and you can only take 2 classes per semester. If you enroll in any courses listed above and you're like, well, I'm admitted to UTRGV, I'm just going to take this class, you won't get away with it. You'll get dropped. Concurrent enrollment students can only enroll in core curriculum classes, and some require prerequisites. You have to earn a grade of a C or better in each class to continue in the program. If you bomb it, we're going to kick you out. And we understand life happens. However, that negative grade, that D or F, could follow you. So you've got to do your job. Now we'll give you a chance to appeal. We'll ask you to write a personal statement explaining what led to the bad grade, how you will correct it, and you'll need a letter of recommendation to continue in the program from a teacher or a counselor. And we might let you back in, but you're not going to get a second shot if you don't communicate a plan that's really going to work. What happens if you drop a course? Well, students have to be smart about dropping classes because we've got deadlines for drop dates. And depending on when you drop a class or withdraw, it could impact whether or not you get a recorded grade. If you drop by the 4th class day, that's fine. No grade recorded. No big deal. If you drop by the 12th class day, not a problem. However, if you go beyond the 12th class day and drop, you still may be okay if you do it the right way, but you're going to have to learn the university process. In summer semesters, the timeline's a little bit shorter. But remember this, the last day to drop without having no grade recorded is census day for each semester. After that, if you drop or withdraw from a course, you're going to have a W on your transcript that shows you withdrew from the course. And while that grade won't impact your GPA, having a W will impact your financial aid. So keep that in the back of your mind. When it comes to tuition and fees, there are no tuition and costs for DE courses. However, all other costs associated with enrollment, textbooks, supplies, etc., are the student's responsibility. Also, if you're a dual enrollment student, you're not going to get hit with orientation or late payment fees, but you still have to pay for your books and things like that. Now, this next part of the presentation, and I'm going to move this out of the way, I'll move myself down here, are precautions to consider. Dual enrollment is a great program. Many students use it to get ahead. However, in the Division of Health Affairs, whether it be the College of Health Professions, the School of Nursing, or the School of Social Work, when students take dual enrollment, they've got to be very selective. So which classes count and what do they count for? If a course is taken for dual enrollment, it will count for credit. But again, the student has to do their homework to make sure the classes they take apply towards their future degree. If you're in high school and you're like, oh, I'm going to take dual enrollment science, I'm going to take Chem 1. And you took Chem 1 and you got an A, good job. And then you took Chem 2 and you got an A, good job. But you are interested in exercise science, so you sign up for the exercise science program, and guess what? Those courses aren't going to count towards that degree. You might be able to squeeze them in as an elective. However, you're going to have to go back and take anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. So you've got to be smart about what you take. So if you're taking dual enrollment, you have to have an idea of what you want to be and what you want to major in college, and make sure those courses fit that degree plan. Now, when it comes to low grades, retakes, and drops, I sound like a broken record, but credits earned and attempted may count and be factored into overall GPAs. If you get a low grade in a dual enrollment course, that could have a negative impact. If you get an F in a dual enrollment course, you're going to have to get an A and 3 others to even bring that F up to kind of even out the GPA to something better. Because an F is 0 credits, an A is 4 credits. So 3 A's will kind of get that up to your GPA up to a B, but it's going to take a lot of work. If you retake classes that you took dual enrollment, that could be good and bad. Because if you retake classes multiple times, shooting for a higher grade, many schools, like our School of Nursing, will look at that and they're going to think, well, this person had to take this class 4 times. They might not make the best nurse because they use a holistic approach to admissions. And if you drop classes, they may come back to haunt you or hurt you, because if you don't drop by the right deadline, depending on the institution, that's going to have a negative mark on your transcript, which is going to impact your federal financial aid and possibly your GPA. But a drop won't really affect your GPA. Now in the Gen Ed core, there are 9 core areas. The ones that I have bolded here are the areas that I think are best for you as a future healthcare professional, are the areas that you can take. You can take anything out of communication, language, philosophy and culture, creative arts, history, government, social behavioral science, or the integrative and experiential learning. I would advise you to stay away from the math and life and physical sciences, because depending on what your future career is, the math requirements are very particular, as are the science requirements. So let's take a look at communication, Comp 1, Comp 2, English 1301, 1302, pretty universal. You can take those anywhere. In terms of math, there are a lot of different math classes that count. However, some programs require that you have at least college algebra. Others want pre-cal or calculus. And if it's counting towards your Gen Ed core, you don't want to take classes that don't fit the core and your degree plan. In the sciences, a lot of sciences count. However, these are classes that you should not be taking online All these should be face-to-face if at all possible. I know here in the COVID era, it's a little bit different. Also, you want to make sure you get these from universities that have a good reputation. Some schools look at where a class was taken, some don't. And if it's consistently all taken from an accredited university or community college, it's usually not a problem. However, if you take and knock out your biology courses when you're a junior in high school, and then you come to university 2 or 3 years later, how much of that content are you really going to remember? Because you're going to be expected to know it and apply it. So it's best to save the sciences for a little bit later. Just my personal advice. When it comes to language, philosophy, and culture, anything on our UTRGV approved list is fine. And there are equivalents in the state of Texas at different community colleges and high schools that have partnered with them. Usually transferring these credits is no problem. Same thing with creative arts, history, government, political science. Now, when you get to section 9, the integrative experiential learning option, you just don't pick these classes. Often you need to look at the program that you're interested in because they may have a recommended course for you. If you're going into, let's say, health, we don't have a recommended course, but nutrition, they like their students to have taken Communications 1311 or 1315, either Intro to Communication or Public Speaking. Now we've shifted some of this around and opened it up, but if you're going into a career that's going to require you to work with teams and give presentations, either one of these classes could be very good. Now, if you're taking science classes, you'll notice all the science labs are in this section. And one thing you don't want to do is take a science class without a lab in high school because you forgot to take the lab, and you come to university and you're in trouble. Now, that really only happens with chemistry because in every other science class, the lab is built into the lecture. It's a 4-credit course, not 3. But you want to be smart about this. At least here at UTRGV, this is how we operate. Other schools, they operate a bit differently. Now, if you have questions about dual enrollment, you can contact the dual enrollment office. You can contact the College of Health Professions, and we will help find the right answer to your questions as quickly as possible. Thank you for your time.